Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky, and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos, simply take what resonates. And you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Happy Monday. We are in the last week of March, and the energy that's coming in this week has me kind of excited, to be honest with you. I'm not sure how many of you found the weekend a very interesting energy. Hi there, welcome. Come on in. Hello, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this glorious world. The weekend was a very interesting energy for me. I found the energy very much kind of slow. And kind of like it's time to rest. Perhaps you may have felt lack of motivation, may have how you may have perceived it. But the energy this weekend was a lot of people around me were feeling very tired, just kind of in that space of I'm not quite sure how I'm feeling. So I'm just curious if any of you here that are tuning in felt that way over the weekend. Did you kind of feel like just restful or lack of energy or just needing to just be still? I'm just curious if you felt any of that this weekend. I did feel it. I'll be honest with you. I did feel that. And there's a few things going on energetically over the weekend. Definitely felt that. Thank you very much for responding to that. Yeah. Yeah. Hello. Welcome. Come on in. Good to be in your loving energy again. Oh, bless your heart. So I'm just kind of talking a little bit about how the weekend felt. The weekend felt, quite slow energetically. And, one thing that a few people kept saying to me is, I don't know why I have no energy and I feel like I should be doing something. And I just simply said, what if you just take it and just rest for the weekend? If you're feeling that way energetically, it's about just kind of lining in there and just kind of giving yourself some space. Now, when I sat with spirit today, I felt very different energetically. It was almost like I understood why I was feeling so tired over the weekend, why I felt that I needed to just rest and be still. This week, the energy that's coming in is a big clear out. Hello there, everybody coming in. A big clear out this week coming up with a big push with that inner work and getting clear on what area of your life you want to kind of grow forward in. There's a momentum coming, and it shifted big time from the weekend. The weekend, it was like every ounce of my being was like trying to muster up energy that just wasn't there. And as this week gets moving along, there's this big shift coming in. Good morning, all you coming in. Um, Diane, finally go on live. It's been forever. It's good to see you here. So just to recap for those of you who are joining us, I'm just talking about how the weekend felt. The weekend felt energetically, kind of a bit of a dip, kind of a bit of a hibernation, kind of a bit of I even had a nap, which is completely not like me. And I spent a lot of time with spirit and got a deeper understanding of what's coming in with this whole inner work. It's about creating within us the momentum, and I felt the momentum coming in at a higher pitch. It's almost like we're gonna be like, okay, now I'm ready for that next step. I'm ready for that growth forward. I'm moving closer to things that were out of my reach previously. Was the energy that's coming in. It's gonna come in a little bit slow this week, and as the week carries on and into next week, as we get into April, is going to be coming in with a faster momentum. It's like the steps that you have been preparing to take. You're going to have this new energy to start taking those steps. That movement, real shifts are coming in for us. And our willingness to be able to stand in that energy, of course, is always so important. It's really important that we play an active role when we feel that momentum coming in, we feel that inspiration, when we feel that moving closer to things that were out of reach. Is exactly how I channel that. Steps you were not ready to take previously, or perhaps it wasn't time. Divine timing is going to come into an alignment with things, and with that it also brings in a lot of opportunity and change. And sometimes many of us will be like, oh my goodness, like, my job's changing, or Atlanta, this is changing, or relationships are changing. There's a good momentum behind it that's coming in. And we're coming into this new space of I'm ready. and moving. I mean, I know I'm going to repeat it again, but I loved how Spirit worded it so much for me. Moving closer to things that were out of reach before. There's going to be that space coming in. So if you have been looking for new opportunities, if you have been kind of shifting into that spiritual growth, if you've been kind of navigating through a little bit of that, you're going to feel that calling coming in, that focus on that growth throughout this new cycle that we are stepping in. Um, into 2023. I have talked about that quite a bit before. So as we move through some of this energy, one thing that Spirit just said, you know what? Just kind of remind them to be more like a waterfall, to not to just kind of let things flow, to not go into the resistance, to not push against. You know, when we look at a waterfall, it doesn't push against gravity, right? It kind of just allows that flow with the energy that's coming in. There's going to we have to be a participant in that. So when we because here's some one way to put it. um when you kind of been thinking, oh, I want better, I would like more abundance, and I would like this, and all of a sudden there's a big change in your job. Perhaps you find yourself looking for a new one, or you want a better relationship, and all of a sudden you see relationships stepping back from you. Just go with that flow and allow, because what we ask for, our thoughts create our reality. What we ask for, doesn't always appear with how we think it's going to appear and show up in our life. So when we kind of allow that, or allow ourselves to flow like a waterfall, allow that less and less resistance, those new things, those things that we wanted to come closer to us in our physical world, are coming up for a lot of us this week and into next week and trickling into April. I felt it kind of like a bit of a long energy, if you will. Um Oh, we have a birthday. That's what she said. Good morning. Today's my birthday. Happy birthday to you. Maruna, I feel like my spiritual sight is clearing a bit today. In the corner of my eye, I saw a bright orb. There's the spiritual growth. And I think, Maruna, you have been kind of pushing and asking for that as well. If my memory's correct here on the channel, you've been asking for different ways to grow, and you've been kind of putting that out there and doing a lot of that work. So, your inner work is about getting clear on what you want more of, whether it be more of a spiritual connection, or a connection to yourself, or a connection to the universe. There's going to be a lot more of that coming in. Diane, wow, this so resonate with this. It took a bad situation for it to happen, but finally decided to homeschool 15 and 12-year-olds. The bullying has just gotten out of hand. Um, you know, I'm glad this is resonating with you, and I'm really happy to hear that you've made some decisions, and that you're taking that momentum and getting some clarity about what it is that's right for you, what's right for the people in your lives, and how they're feeling about it. There's a lot of that new momentum coming in. The other thing that I really felt a lot leaning into the space this morning when I was channeling with Spirit is, I really feel that we are going to be pulled even more out of that space of hibernating and more into community based, whether it be spiritual communities, or communities in our neighborhood, or communities within our family. I felt that we were going to be leaning in there a lot more as well, as the weeks go by, and as we lean closer and closer to the spring. And Bethany, it's on point with me as well. Oh, very nice. I'm Easy Puff, by the way. Oh, hello, darling. I didn't it's good to see you here. My phone isn't working, so I logged onto my iPad. I'm glad that this resonates with you. It always, you know, um, gives me a little bit of validation when you do chime in to say, yeah, I'm feeling that. Yeah, I'm going through that. I've been feeling the same. I've been feeling very similar energy. We are all connected to energy. Every single one of us is connected to energy. When you're all able to tap in and feel into what you're experiencing and what that shift is coming in, I just simply sit with Spirit and simply say, tell me what I need to know. What do I need to share? And what's the feeling that I'm getting with that? Okay. I've been feeling like I have no direction in my life and career. Are there any messages for me regarding this? Should I move to a city I've been considering for a while? So, okay, when we feel something, so when we feel I'm really considering this move, I'm really feeling that pull. I always tell people, tap into how that feels for you. So when I say to you, sit in that energy, visualizing yourself moving and turning a page and starting a new chapter. How does that feel for you? Where do you feel energetically? We do pull in fear, we do pull in, uncertainty, but when I take that all that away, are you moving closer to what was out of reach for you before? And just sit with that energy. Just and then when you because intuition 101, or following our life path, when we feel into that, very simple. Good feels good, bad feels bad. So when you when you go into that space, where do you feel yourself pulled? I did a motivational speaking event on Friday, and this came up with the soul's journey, and this came up with, where's my purpose. This It was a glorious question that was asked to me at this event. And one thing that I really push people in is into their own spirituality, into their own knowing. We all have that knowing on our soul's journey. I'm planning on moving next week and joining my fiance in his home. Does this transition look good? I feel very excited, but I think that's what she said. If I ask you to tap into that, how does that feel? Yes, there's a little bit of nerve, but I do also feel your own excitement in that. I feel like you're ready to turn that page. This is literally how showing spirit is showing. It's literally turning the page. And that came up, one of the things that I said is we are moving closer to the things that were out of our reach before. So when we feel it, that time is now, that time is now. And when we step out of the fear of it, and allow ourselves to have that free fall and allow ourselves to try it, one thing I always say to myself is, when I bring in that fear, all I'm doing is blocking, right? I'm just literally blocking. Wesley, I just signed up with the rental home market in the Netherlands. It's known as, oh wow, that Woningnet. Okay, very good for you, Wes. I'm happy for you. Pam, I'm moving to Ontario in May. Look at all the moving that's going on. You see that theme? I get very excited when we start seeing themes, because again, it resonates to for me, it resonates so strongly as to what I said about moving closer to the things that were out of our reach. So Pam says, I'm moving to Ontario in May. Is everything going to go smoothly for me? I've been trying so hard to let the universe work its magic, but I'm so stressed. It's making my fibro flare. Okay, let me just have a little wee sip of my tea here, Pam. So, Pam, I feel that this move has been coming for a while. Is everything going to go smoothly? As always, there is going to be bumps in the road, right? Especially with the move, there's always something that's not going to go according to our plan. I need you to just kind of get into alignment of going with the flow. I'm just going to allow myself to move. I I think you know this. I think moving to Ontario, it's time for you. It felt very positive for me. I think you felt that excitement. I think you felt that pull to come back. Is it going to be smooth sailing? It's going to have a little bit of bumps. Change always does, right? Change always does. But one thing that I need to kind of give you, Pam, is I'm going to go through this. I am going to enjoy this. I am going to find the joyful moments and the excitement, and sometimes I just need to laugh things off when things don't go exactly according to how we planned. It's about allowing yourself to free fall like that waterfall. Okay? Just allowing. I think sometimes we have, we have expectations of order for things to go right, it has to go perfect. I just need you to allow that. I hope that that makes sense. We overcomplicate so much just by what we're our thoughts and our fears and with worry. And when we kind of step out of that and just and work on it, it is a work. We naturally kind of lean into what ifs. We've been kind of programmed to lean into what ifs. But when we just kind of allow it and just kind of put down the resistance and stop taking the path of most resistance, leaning into less resistance and allowing. um I hope that that resonates well to you there, Pam. I'm just allowing that. Okay, it feels complicated and I'm not sure I'll be repeating mistakes I've made in the past. I feel new beginnings, and I think I need to get you to kind of lean in there a little bit with new beginnings rather than carrying old. I need to kind of lean you in there with feeling new beginnings. Um, Perfectly pronounced. So thank you. Um, Aaron, my bestie, Carlene, has been going through the IVF journey and she finally became pregnant, but last week lost the baby early. She's having a hard time. Is there any messages from her? Oh, Aaron, I'm going to send so much love and light to her. That is a difficult journey to walk. And I have said this before here. I know that journey and it is very difficult. I really feel that I need to give her a few words here. I feel like she did everything right. I need to kind of give that to her. She did everything right. I also feel I feel a lot of strength within her. I feel her getting back up. I can feel her getting back up when she feels ready. I can feel her getting up and healing and dusting herself off. And I also feel that she's going to push through this. I really feel she's going to push through this. I also feel that um, I don't feel a big gap. So I'm not quite sure when she's planning her next treatment, but I don't feel this big gap in there. I feel it closer rather than pulled apart there for her. I also feel that she's got the right wherever she is. I feel like she's in the right clinic. I feel her very supported in that as well. And I will send her so much love and light. I also just need to um I need to kind of get her to start visualizing her body knowing what to do. So I don't know if she's having a lot of thoughts of this is my fault, my body's failing me. I need to just kind of wrap her in some love and light in that. I hope that that helps. Okay. It's funny because 'cause I'm moving to this April. Already live there, but I'm still signed into my parents' home. Now that's gonna change. So one thing when it comes to, navigating through a lot of that change is really putting forward I send out energy. So when I'm gonna be making a really big change, I will send out energy towards that change to hold it and support it and to allow it and to go with the learning. If I'm pulled somewhere and there's learning on the journey, I'm going to embrace that. I'm going to embrace the learning. When you kind of sit with those words, I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to embrace it rather than push against it. Well, what if it doesn't work out? What if I am going to embrace the journey. I'm going to embrace the experience. I am going to embrace the learning. I send that energy out ahead of myself. I just visualize it going out ahead of me to kind of clear the path and to kind of hold myself in that space vibrationally as well. Okay, let me just scroll down here. The moving thing fits into what Lana said earlier that people are not hibernating as much anymore. I think we're going to be coming out more and more of that. I do think we are going to be coming out of this hibernating space. The hibernating space brought us many things, many good things as well. I do feel we are going to be pushed out, and kind of embracing new communities, new friendships. I feel a lot of newness. A lot of reconnection with old as well, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of newness when it comes to connection there. Many of you are going to be finding new friends, new spiritual communities, new physical communities. I felt that shift coming out there. I'm the one that had the tiny chihuahua. Okay. So to scroll through and see if there's any questions that I missed here and try and grab a few more before I have to go to work. Nisa. When I sat there for with your energy there, just for that moment, I just had this one of your spirit guides going like this with getting that head up. So I'm not quite sure if you just haven't been feeling 100% yourself or 100% worthy or 100% on top of it. Like I just felt I had to just kind of lift you up on top of it. I just had to get you that recharge there a little bit and coming in to kind of feel back into your own energy. I also really feel a lot of pickup and momentum going on there for you as well, especially later on this week. So I don't know if work's been feeling a lot busier or if home's getting a lot busier, but there seems to be this pickup in momentum there that I just kind of had to kind of say, get your chin up and navigate. It felt very good, but I just needed to kind of get you kind of in that space of up with the head. So I'm not quite sure if you've been looking down on something. Quite often spirit does that when someone's been looking down on something. It's just gonna chin up for me. Just get that chin up for me. I hope that resonates there with you. Janine, we're supposed to be moving to Oklahoma, but financial issues keep getting in the way, postponing it. Will our plans work out eventually? This is so stressful and frustrating. 100% frustrating. And one thing that I want to come back to is just again, as frustrating as it is, I'm going to trust the divine timing. I am going to land in Oklahoma when I'm meant to. I'm going to trust the divine timing. I'm not going to push hard against it. That's kind of the self-talk that I need to kind of get you into. I do feel that you will be moving closer and closer to your goal of moving there. And I don't feel it's far, far off either. I feel like I just got to get you to trust the journey. I always say to spirit, I don't want to land in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I'm going to trust any roadblocks. I'm going to trust any pauses, and I know it's hard when it's frustrating, but one thing that I've learned for sure is when we push against something when it's not quite time, and we push against something and we kind of try to manipulate the timelines, 99% of the time we end up putting ourselves through more stuff than what we necessarily would have had to if we would have just trusted the journey. So when you're feeling that frustration, verbalize it. I'm feeling very frustrated with this delay, but I'm going to trust it. I'm going to trust it. I know that's a tough one, but I got to kind of get you to lean in there. I do that self-talk when I want something that's not coming as fast as I feel it should or that I want to. Because I have learned many times, I have learned that if I push against it and it's not quite time yet, I am going to fall on my face. So I just have to give that to all of you. I get it though. I truly do get it. But I remind myself, if spirit says not yet, I let it be. I try to believe it's someone putting a block for a good reason. Yeah. So just kind of verbalize it. I always say let go, like verbalize and let go of, feelings of frustration because it is frustrating, and then lean into that spiritual side of you with I'm just going to trust it. I have to just go with this. So yeah. Let's see. Nisa, thank you. Yes, 100% new job starts Wednesday and just getting nervous and a little self-doubt is setting in. I would be practicing this then today. I would literally be practicing this. I 100%. And sometimes, we all have moments where we're struggling with our worthiness or with doubt. Do I literally do that. I participate in the energy. I participate in the energy with I am going to get my head held high because I've got this, right? I literally do those little funny things because it helps so much with change the frequency that we're kind of leaning into. Don't forget some thumbs up for this live here. I would be so grateful. You're very welcome, Janine. Sophie, I really want to move forward. A lot of moving going on. I really want to move out of my house, but I can't afford to. But the thought of having a normal 9 to 5 job is just not suited for me. Should I continue making YouTube videos or find a normal job? Thank you. Sophie, I have a very interesting answer for that. So what I feel very clearly, and it was yelled at me, was balance that. I think you can do both. So I think that you can do your YouTube channel and perhaps add an abundance with something either part-time or something casual, whatever resonates with you. But I have to kind of balance you in that. And I feel that you're going to find that perfect balance, the perfect part-time job so that you can continue with your YouTube channel. I feel like I have to pull that in. Pulling in both. And and I understand that because that's kind of exactly what I've had to do. I have to continue working with my mediumship, and I do the YouTube channel because it brings me so much joy, and I kind of balance that. And I think that you're going to come into, Sophie, a different balance. I do feel that you are going to be able to keep that the schedule that you desire. I think that there will be a little bit of a bend, but a bend in kind of the work part, but it feels very good to me, and I feel like it's just gonna balance you. I also feel that balance is really important right now with you. I just because I couldn't take my hands apart with, when I finished channeling what Spirit had to say. I feel like balance is a big thing for you, with just keeping that in balance and always working on what you want, working on your desires, always working on it, always working on it, always working on it. All right, so I hope that that helped there. Let's scroll back up. I just got to keep an eye on the time because I do have some work to do. Um, Another person moving. This is very interesting. It's very interesting that there's another person moving here. I find that fascinating, and and I get all excited when the channeling that I do, with what Spirit said or the energy updates resonates with what's going on for so many of you. I find it absolutely fascinating, that there is so much momentum. The steps that you've been wanting to take, you're taking it. Those movements, those real shifts. There's a lot of that coming in this week and next week. So I'll be curious to see what else Spirit has to say. Donna, I just wanted to thank you. On the 17th, I asked you about my daughter leaving her husband, and you said she will bounce back, and you were so right. She's doing great. Thanks again. Oh, Donna, thanks for the update on her. I feel, Donna, as I tap back in there, when I tap back into your daughter, I do feel that, there's just this huge readiness to heal. I just feel I'm so ready to heal. I am so ready to put it down and to work through and to heal and let go. I don't feel her holding on to a whole lot of resentment or anger. I mean, she's processing it. There's a difference between processing our feelings and holding on to it. I feel her processing, but I feel her letting go and healing, which is really good for her. That's a good space to be in. We do have to feel our feels, but I feel her navigating through that in such a healing light. So we are cheering for her. Let her know that we are all cheering for her. Uh see where we go. I'm just scrolling up to see if I miss any questions. I think I've answered that one. Okay. I love seeing you all chit chat with each other on the chats here too. That's great. Okay, Bethany Bell. I just scrolled back up here, Bethany, if you're still on the channel. I would really like to know if me or my mom has any evil spirits on us or any curses that anyone has set over us. Okay, so I don't feel any evil spirits. What I do feel though is I feel a high vibration of jealousy. I just feel like there's a lot of jealousy surround like just jealousy. I can barely even step out of it. That's how thick it feels for me. One thing that I would do, Bethany, is I would be very close to receiving it. So I would literally grab a book and literally like start doing the act of I am closing I am closing myself up to feeling that vibration. People can send you all the energy that they want if you're not open to receive it and if you're protecting yourself energetically. So I am always protecting myself in white light. I literally visualize white light. The white light is stronger than anything dark. Whatever resonates with you as far as protection goes. What we are open to receive is what we will get. For me, it's this vibration of I feel like it's almost like I'm so jealous is how I feel. I just feel so jealous. So I just need to kind of get yourself in more of a protection. A good smudge wouldn't hurt, just being able to, smudge your home, smudge yourself, and then start with the protection. I'm just going to protect myself. I think that, yeah, no matter what we do, no matter who we are, I think that there are always people that are struggling on their own journey, who may not be cheering for us. And I always just protect myself and I just send out love. I just send out love. That's all that I'm sending out vibrationally and I wish people well on their journey. Bless their hearts. They haven't learned yet, right? So, I that's one thing that I would do. I hope that that helps you, Bethany. But I don't pick up on an evil. I pick up on more physical world lack of from someone. That's what I'm feeling there. So I hope that that helps. All right, let's just scroll down here and catch a couple questions before I gotta go. Bethany, where is it coming from? Because that's exactly what we've dealt with from everyone on such a massive high level. People are enraged over us, and I don't understand. Okay, so Bethany, I'm glad that that resonated with you. I don't know, I cannot pinpoint exactly who it is. I just feel that vibration. So one thing that I would say to you is send out and radiate out as much love as you possibly can. Okay. Um, I I I need you to get in there. Sometimes we just need to look at people with they haven't so the people who are throwing out that vibration haven't learned something yet. And bless their hearts, they're learning and they're struggling. That's how I kind of look at it. Then when you put out the vibration of love, when you come into that heart space and you just kind of radiate that out and step out of it and protect yourself from not being open to receive it. That's one thing that I would really share with you, Bethany, is people are enraged over us and I don't understand it. So you don't have to understand it. They've got something going on in their own vibration. Energetically, they're learning their own lessons. They're sitting in lack of, and and you have to kind of look at them with how spirit would, because and when we change how we look at things, that's the energy that we're putting out. I'm only going to send out love. They don't have to pick it up from me. They don't have to receive it, but I don't have to receive the vibration of jealousy, and I don't have to receive any vibrations that I don't want to. So that is one thing that is so important, and to most of us, whether it be anything that people have an opinion of, that's their opinion, that's their alignment. I'm going to stay in my own lane. I'm going to keep shining bright, and that's one thing that we're not responsible for what other people think of us, and we don't have to feed it. So when we feed it, it gives power to it, right? It just gives power to it. It's okay. Right. And that's one thing that I've kind of learned to kind of, always show up with who I am authentically. It's okay. Not everybody has to like it. Not everybody has to show up. Not everybody has to support or cheer for me. It's okay. I'm gonna put out love anyway. And that is, a really hard thing to wrap our head around, but once you kind of get into alignment with it, it gets a lot easier to stay in that. It truly does. It gets a lot easier to stay in that. I hope that that helped you, Bethany. I also have a big one on protection with energy. I'm always protecting myself and cleansing myself. So that may help you as well. Katie, my brother doesn't believe in spirits, and I've had too many weird experiences to not believe in them. So, Katie, you know what? It's okay. Again, with the, you know what? It's okay that he doesn't believe. It's okay. That is his journey and his experience, and I've got, you know, I know a lot of people that may not support what I do, and that's okay. He's on his own journey. You're having your own experiences, and he's having his own experience. Side by side, you're having experiences. His lane, your lane. Stay in your lane. It's okay, right? So, that's one thing that really helps me when I'm navigating through a lot of that, is as I just kind of remind myself, people are having their own experience. People are having their own experience. They're learning their own lessons. I'm going to stay in my little soapbox car and having a great time. Bethany, you are very welcome, because none of them have wanted out love. I've had to cut them off, but still stuck around them a few. Just keep pushing out love. Just keep pushing out love. And Wesley says there are even people out there that don't believe in my computer magic. People don't have to believe in your magic, just you. We it's natural. So it's natural for us to want people that we care about, or our friends or family. It's not to support us and care about us. But sometimes they haven't had their own experiences that have gotten to that space. Not everybody functions from their heart space, right? And even some of us, there are moments where I have had to really dig deep to come back to my heart space, because someone may have been mean or rude or unsupportive or whatever it may be in my experience, but I always push myself to come back to that heart space. I do have to get myself ready for work. I've got some sessions that I need to prepare for. I will try and pop on again this week, and I will be posting some dates on the community page for us to get together and maybe do a past life regression or do some chats. thumbs up. Don't forget the thumbs up and like my videos. I appreciate it so much. I was going to try and go on this past weekend, but that energy that I talked about being so tired, I just possibly couldn't. I couldn't have worked Saturday or Sunday if it no matter what. I was torched this weekend, so I just but I will be putting some dates up. We can hang out and try some regression and have some fun very shortly, okay? As always, I am wishing you all love, light, blessings, and of course, a spirit guided day. Take care of one another. Bye-bye.